Well, first of all, we've all got to be honest with ourselves and say we're going to face some pretty tough times now, right? There's no point trying to sugarcoat that. And it has to be said that the lockdown policies, which closed down businesses, had a devastating impact for a lot of people. And they were political choices, by the way. That wasn't created by a virus. It was a choice about how we dealt with it. But prior to that, there was problems with the productivity and the economy of this country. So you can't just blame everything on lockdown. I have a lot of sympathy with people who say it's not enough. I mean, I actually am very sympathetic to that campaign that people might have seen called Enough is Enough, which is being run by the trade unions, which is why should ordinary people pay for political policies that they're not responsible for? So I get that sentiment. But what I really think we need to do now is actually have a mature discussion about how we can get the economy kick-started. I mean, we need a new industrial revolution. And fiddling around with taxes, no disrespect, doesn't seem to me to be adequate to that. I do like the sentiment that's coming from Liz Truss, or, you know, from the Tories about we shouldn't just deal with redistributing a cake that's the same size all the time. We need a bigger cake. We can't just keep fiddling around with what we've got. We need to have growth. That bit I'm very sympathetic to. But that requires major investments in technologies, in new industries. In an area like this, what I'd like to see is a complete rejuvenation of the fishing industry, not to save it, but to rejuvenate it, to kickstart it. But then when we're talking about energy, we should, of course, have fracking. It's disgraceful that Labour and Lib Dems and the Tories have stopped fracking as a means of energy. One of the first speeches I made in the House of Lords, which was on energy, I stood up and argued for fracking, for nuclear, for tidal power, for a revolution in energy so we wouldn't be dependent on overseas energy. And it was the Tory minister and the Labour Party front bench and the Lib Dems who basically treated me like I was some kind of lunatic.
Well,
because they actually were demonising energy.
Well, let's come back to the Tory minister, Claire. Brendan, what about the point that the